Hey everyone, this is a new side series where I redesign characters to fit alternate universes or even new genres. Alright, this is my redesign of Funtime Freddy. In the original game, he is a killer animatronic that has a very glitchy voice box and kidnaps kids. So I decided to change that up very much to a possessed toy, or maybe like in the style of Toy Story where they're not possessed but they still come to life. And I think what I did with this one is, so in the original like books and series, the thing is like, oh, they're not actually haunted by the spirits of ghosts. They're actually coming to life from like really hard emotions. I thought like maybe in this universe, like the hard emotions are still there, but applies also for positive ones. And so you have like the animatronics that turned evil, but like things like a kid's toy or a very like personal item filled like love would also come to life. And so like this version, a Funtime Freddy like plushie comes to life and is like protecting its owner, even though the owner will never like actually see it. Like a little Toy Story kind of thing. And I'm gonna apply that to basically the Funtime animatronics, like making them toys to life. And Funtime Freddy is gonna be like the giant teddy bear. And I think I'm gonna still make Baby her like clown self, but I'll get her on her own video and how she's gonna relate to all of this. Same for Ballora. Like I'm still gonna have them relate to the Afton family, just in a very different way. To kind of like these are gonna be the good versions of the Funtime animatronics. And if you kind of notice, like the Afton family all has like a correlation to the animatronics, which I'll go into more into like each characters when I get to them. But Funtime Freddy is the only one that doesn't. But I feel like I can kind of fit him into, I don't forgot his name, but he is the little kid that basically dies in the fourth game, whose main thing is like with Golden Freddy. But I feel it'd be kind of cute, like, because he had the Golden Freddy doll. But like in this universe, instead of being like a Golden Freddy or where the hell that thing is, it's actually like this giant plushie. I don't know, I think that's adorable. Anyways, his costume, which I had it for to make it kind of cute, and made this whole like when they come to life, they kind of have their own personalities, and so they decide to empathize it. And I feel like maybe these are like antique toys, and so they kind of have a feeling that they should wear like very Victorian-esque clothing. Like it just makes them feel comfortable. And so Funtime Freddy is wearing Rococo, forgive me if I did not say that right, Victorian era clothing, which is inspired by Gothic Lolita. The reason why I don't say Gothic Lolita is Gothic Lolita is its own look, and this is not that. It's more of a mix of like Gothic Lolita-ish aesthetics, mainly the Rococo Victorian era time period, and clowncore. And clowncore is like the obvious choice if you ever, I mean, it's called Circus Baby Sisteria. So of course, like everyone has to be a circus themed, and it is going to be tricky to make everyone circus themed while also still making their characters match who they are. Like I plan on making Ballora a Pirouette, but as for the other ones, I'm not sure yet. Baby is just going to be like Clowncore herself. They're all going to have Victorian era to them, and the reason why I picked Victorian is because like Gothic Lolita and even like pastel, like all those aesthetics can use like the Victorian era clothing, like the ruffles, like that. And the way it works is it can make something look cute. At the same time, though, if you design it right, it also makes something look elegant, more subdued. And I thought that'd be kind of a neat way to make everyone have like matching costumes without having like somebody look off. Because I have redesigned these characters before. I think I've redesigned Funtime Freddy like 3 times, and like I like his designs. Like he's easy to design. That's actually why I did him first. He's very fun for me. not a human. But then we get to characters like Ballora and even Baby. It's all like, how do you make them work and not look off-putting or not look like they don't match? Because Ballora and like all the Funtime characters in the original one work because they're all creepy animatronics. So if one looks more creepy, who cares? It still matches. And then they're more like future punk kind of thing. I mean, futuristic, not future punk. And so if you're doing like a series where, I mean, their counterparts are going to be completely different, then you should probably make it so they still match, like they still feel like a part of a group. And so like I have Funtime Freddy being very like huggable, plush. Like I think he's going to be the Lancer of the group, where he's not necessarily going to tell everyone what to do or even have the right even have the right decisions. But I still think he's going to be like the one that kind of gets everyone together, kind of like gets the group going, like the fun character. Probably have his fans. It's also why like I designed his costume in a way that would bring like sort of like I wanted to bring attention to him, but also make like he's not the main ringleader. That's still going to be Circus Baby. And I might even like a joke with Funtime Foxy with his costume where it's like he tries to be the circus leader, but you can tell he's actually not. Like he's just the backup. Well, I mean, they're not. Wait, I want toys or not. I'm not sure what the hell I'm doing with this series. I mean, it's just like fun redesign, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, you can see like I'm also this is inspiration from a live return outfits I see. Is they have these like beautiful embroidery, like I don't know, like for a time period that doesn't have many like modern day sewing materials or clothing, they do some really pretty shit with their clothing. And I understand like what you're seeing online and searching is from like the upper echelons of like, you know, richness. Like this would be like freaking Gucci back then, but it's still very pretty, and I wanted to incorporate that into his design, especially the embroidery. Like, you know, honestly, after seeing like these embroidered suits and all these like beautiful costumes, I kind of want to get embroidered tuxedo. Like nothing too gaudy, but I don't know, like a little like gold trim or silver trim, like something that's just like an accent. Be very pretty. Oh, but as for Funtime Freddy, you actually see like I struggle with this belt. I struggle with whether or not I want his hat to have like this shapes up front or not. I decide not to. I do add texture to his jacket to give it more of a just I don't know, like a different feeling. Like he is supposed to be a fun character, so I thought if I made it too professional, too tuxedo, it might distract from that. Especially like most of his character in this image is from his costume. Like if you just saw him without the costume on, like just I guess naked, it really wouldn't remind you of the original Funtime Freddy, except for the coloring, which I mean I guess can be avoided by basically doing more like fun poses, the crazy. I mean, like I'm not sure if he'd be crazy in this universe, but I guess he would still be fun. Man, I did a lot of drawing. Oh yeah, and I might be hard to see, but I also had design on his shirt, embroideries, and this was done for fun as like a whole, just so I can post it somewhere. And this is also how I do my character sheets for anything. Usually I would actually make a separate one just for the costume, but with how many details there were, it would take too long. Anyways, that was my take on Funtime Freddy, and just a little like, I don't know, not rant about the how I feel about him in the series. Of course, I will do the other characters like I've explained before, including the ones from FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4, Physical Location, Security Breach, and I'm not going to do Custom Night, only because there's just too many in there, and most of them are just, you know, copies of other ones, and I really don't care about the whole like mid-organ melodies, and I do kind of like the design of the rock stars, but even then they're pretty boring to me. And as for the scrap ones, I am still gonna make variations of them, but I'm gonna try to find a way, like, even with my like good versions of Sister Location, like what I'm doing, I still want to make that version of Scrap Baby and that version of Ennard and Molten Freddy, which is gonna be really tricky because I had to explain like how they're gonna work. But I say that's for another video. And anyways, this was just done so that I would have a video out without rushing my usual scripted videos, because I still care about those, and even with college kind of taking over and my work, I don't want to give up on this. And I do appreciate like everyone that watches. So yeah,